What's up everybody, Impossible here. Welcome back to another map editor tips and tricks video. This video we're going over the 4 types of special blocks. The ladder block, the block, the audio block, and the death block. Now I already made a video about how to make ladders. So the ladder block, let me just make a few here. The ladder block is of course used to make ladders. These are what all these blocks look like here. These are the colors of them. Just want to start out with that. So the ladder block is used to make ladders. There is also a couple things that I found it is useful for. Let me put this on 1 here. Is that you can make like if you're making a parkour map, for example, and you want to have a zone where people will not take fall damage, you can use a giant pad of ladder block right here. It can't be super thin. It needs to be like a block thick or something like that. I'm not really sure how thick it needs to be. Just don't make it super thin. It just has to be like a block or something. But yeah, anyway, this will block fall damage from basically any height. Now, of course, in the map editor, you don't take fall damage, but I'm just trying to show you here. However, don't make your entire floors like this because it's super bumpy and weird to try and walk across. So that's one tip to use with the ladder block there. That's the only thing that's, I think, non-obvious, besides just using it to make ladders, is that you can use it to make a landing pad where you won't take any fall damage. The next one is the block. So this is the barrier blocks. So one thing I do want to point out, oops, look at that there, is that, so we see this block is right here, right? So, however, we can still shoot through, we can shoot and hit the wall there, even though we will get blocked by the block. The block blocks players, but it does not block grenades or bullets, as you see right there. So that's about that. One thing I like to use the block for is that sometimes I'll make stairs that are kind of like this. So, if I'm making stairs that look like this, they're going to be really, jiggly and stuff. That's how someone described it, jiggly stairs. If you just leave them like they are here. So if you run up and down these, you get kind of jiggled. So, one thing that can be nice is putting a block and just covering the entire stairs with it. So what I do is I'm just duplicating this and then just put a bit of rotation on it to kind of pull it out here. Then make it into, I don't even think that's long enough. There we are. Make that into the block. And then for this angle here, whatever your stairs are, so for example, this stair goes 1 block across and then half a block up. Or whatever, or you can say it's half a block across and a 1/4 block up, or whatever. Those are the same ratio. So to get the angle on this, you can either play with it, or you can take a calculator and take the arctangent of the arctangent of the height divided by, the rise divided by the run here. So it rises half over a span of 1 moving across. So we take the arctangent of a half, and we get that is 26.565 degrees. And on this one, we'll probably have to add 270. No, it's actually just supposed to be negative. So we can see that is the perfect angle there. And then we can move this around if we press the global local space swap. There's a keybind for it, but you can also go here. we turn it into local space, and then unbind the position step, and then we can get this to line up about perfectly here. And then we just line it up with the floor like that. So now, the top could be shorter, but now we have these stairs that look just as good, but you can run up and down them smoothly and not have all that weird jiggling. Of course, it is and then for bullets and whatnot, the bullets and grenades will go through that barrier. People will float slightly, but it's, you know, unless you like have a map where people are just gonna be standing on stairs, then really not a problem. All right, next block we have the death block. I'll come back to the audio block, so don't worry. The death block here is basically what you would expect. You just want to put this where you want people to die, which is usually if they're jumping outside of your map, either like outside the physical map or out of bounds. For example, if you play on my map Athens, there's invisible ladders on 2 of those columns that you can get to by sway jumping, and you can climb up on top of those, and you can jump between the 4 columns on each side. However, if you try to jump onto the green grassy part on that outside of the map, you will hit a death barrier, because I didn't want people getting out of that part. So, you know, just simple as that. It's always good practice to have, unless your map's fully enclosed or something, to just have a death barrier under the whole thing, so that people will die pretty soon after they fall off your map, instead of just kind of falling forever. That's about that. And the audio block here is the most interesting one. Put a new one down here. So this one, I can show you what we got going on. So, that was weird. Okay. This one adds reverb whenever you're standing inside it. So the audio block is right there. So I'm gonna spawn in right here. This is normal sound, and I don't know if I can mute my mic easily. Just unplug my mic. So that was the normal sound, and now this is gonna be the sound in the audio block here. Side by side here. The amount of reverb there when you're standing inside one of these. But the thing to keep in mind, which is very important when you're making maps, is that the physical size of this block affects how much reverb there is, and it's inverse to the size. So if you make it very large, there's less reverb than when there was before, when it was smaller. So what you want to do for this type of block is you want to fit the block to kind of the space. Like if you have a room, like for example, if you have a map with a bunch of rooms, right? You don't want to make a giant audio block that just covers all the rooms. You want to give each room its own audio block, because then the smaller the room is, the more reverb it's going to have. Likewise, if you have a hallway, which tend to have tons of reverb, put an audio block in there, it's going to be pretty small, so your hallway is going to have a lot of reverb, which makes sense. If you've played, well, my map Athens has these, but it's usually not super noticeable. My map, Tightrope, all of the inside of the buildings have these audio blocks. So a lot of times, if you're shooting an unsuppressed weapon, or I mean doing anything really, but especially if you're shooting an unsuppressed weapon, there's a lot of reverb there. So in other words, what I'm saying how to make is that if you have some type of space here, let's make a door like that is fine. So if you have some type of space here, some type of room that's, you know, probably an enclosed room would be what you want to put this in. An open air room, you know, not as necessary. And of course, it's just up to you. I mean, no one's gonna like, you know, be bothered whether you do it one way or the other. But you know, so if we just have this be like this here, then I'm gonna turn my mic off here. But just listen for when we step into this room here. The audio is going to be have more reverb, which will make sense because we're in a room. End of this, I might just, all right, redo my outro here, one take. That's about the end of this video. I have for tips about these 4 blocks here. I hope it was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments, because then I can answer them, other people can see. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about this. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you later. Have a nice day.